I'm gonna do it, watch, I'm gonna do it. And everybody just like, okay, let's get a load of this guy. So when it does finally happen and you've, gotten the medal, it's like, wow, I wasn't crazy.
At just 28 years old, Noah Lyles has already conquered the sprinting world. With Olympic gold medals, multiple world championship titles, and an American record in the 200 meters, he has built a legacy many sprinters only dream of. But in a bold new interview, Lyles sent shockwaves through the athletics world with a statement so bold it left the entire athletics world reeling. He hinted at something game-changing, something that could shake Usain Bolt's legacy to its core. During the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, where he won gold in the 200 meters for the fourth consecutive time, Lyles was asked whether Bolt's record could ever be touched. His answer was direct and unapologetic. Bolt's record is going down. I know that I'm going to break it, he said. For Lyles, it's not a matter of if but when. He went further, pointing out the way fans react when athletes aim for greatness. The second most popular favorite hobby of humans after watching somebody achieve greatness is watching them fail. People love to watch people fail. They just do. I don't know why. It's just if somebody says they want to do something great, someone's right there next to say they can't do it. Then, with trademark confidence, he added, I can give zero cares about what other people think, because they don't know me, they don't know my story, they don't know what I do, they don't know how hard I work, how talented I am. But I know. I'm going to motivate myself regardless. I'm going to win regardless. I didn't need a rival at Worlds to run 19.3 because there was nobody close to me when that happened. This statement wasn't just bravado, it was a declaration of intent from the reigning king of sprinting. Usain Bolt's 200 meters world record of 19.19 seconds, set in Berlin in 2009, has stood untouched for more than 15 years. Bolt himself called that race the perfect blend of execution, speed, and power. Since then, countless sprinters have tried to get close. Most haven't even breached the 19.5 barrier. But Noah Lyles is different. In 2022, at the World Championships in Eugene, Oregon, he ran 19.31 seconds, breaking Michael Johnson's long-standing American record and becoming the third fastest man in history over 200 meters. In that race, he pulled away from the field with such dominance that it reminded fans of Bolt's prime. That 19.31 was just 0.12 seconds shy of Bolt's record. A blink in sprinting terms. What makes Lyles' claim believable is not just his speed, but his consistency. He has broken 20 seconds in the 200 meters dozens of times, including into headwinds that would slow most sprinters significantly. His ability to replicate fast times under any condition proves that 19.1 is not just wishful thinking, it's within reach. Noah Lyles' journey to this point has been anything but easy. Born in Gainesville, Florida in 1997, he grew up battling asthma and started out in gymnastics before switching to track and field at 12. Alongside his younger brother Josephus, he dreamed of competing at the Olympics after watching the 2012 Games on TV. By high school, Lyles was already breaking records. At the 2016 U.S. Olympic trials, he ran 20.09 seconds in the 200 meters, breaking a 1-year-old national high school record. Though he narrowly missed making the Olympic team, he qualified for the World U-20 Championships, where he won double gold in the 100 meters and 4x100m relay. Turning professional that same year with Adidas, Lyles quickly rose through the ranks. By 2019, he was a world champion in the 200 meters and 4x100m relay. In 2022, he cemented himself as America's fastest over 200 meters by smashing Johnson's record. And in 2023, he achieved the sprint treble at the World Championships in Budapest, winning the 100 meters, 200 meters, and 4x100m relay. Now, with 8 World Championship gold medals and an Olympic 100 meters title from Paris 2024, Lyles stands as the most dominant sprinter since Bolt. It's impossible to talk about Noah Lyles without mentioning Usain Bolt. The Jamaican legend revolutionized sprinting with his world records of 9.58 inches, the 100 meters, and 19.19 inches, the 200 meters. His charisma and dominance turned him into a global icon. But Lyles is carving his own path. While Bolt was known for his towering 6'5" frame and long stride, Lyles at 5'11" relies more on explosive turnover and relentless drive phases. Where Bolt often started slow and finished with a devastating kick, Lyles combines sharp acceleration with top-end speed that holds steady all the way through the line. The parallels between the two are striking. Both broke national records, both achieved global titles before the age of 23, and both embraced showmanship on and off the track. Yet what sets them apart is their era. Bolt's dominance came when the sprint field was transitioning, while Lyles faces a new generation of hungry talents like Letsile Tebogo, Kishane Thompson, and Oblique Seville, all pushing him to go faster. Breaking 19.19 requires perfection. Every phase of the race, reaction time, drive, transition, and speed endurance must align. But Lyles has shown glimpses of that perfection. His 19.31 inches Eugene was run with near-flawless execution. Analysts believe with slightly better conditions, like a stronger tailwind or ideal track surface, he could shave off more time. Physiologically, Lyles is in his prime. At 28, sprinters often hit their peak combination of strength, endurance, and experience. His training under coach Lance Brahman has fine-tuned every detail of his mechanics, from block starts to stride frequency. Add to that his mental toughness, honed from overcoming depression and setbacks at the Tokyo 2021 Olympics, and you have an athlete uniquely prepared to chase history. Even Bolt himself has acknowledged that someone, someday, could break his record. Lyles' belief that he can push the boundary to 19.1 is audacious, but history shows that audacity often precedes greatness. What makes Lyles' statement so powerful is that it's not just about a number. It's about defiance, confidence, and refusing to be limited by others' expectations. When critics doubt him, he shrugs it off. That mentality has carried him from being a young gymnast with asthma to becoming the fastest American in history. His message to Bolt isn't one of disrespect, it's one of ambition. By declaring that Bolt's record is on borrowed time, Lyles is challenging himself publicly, raising the stakes for every race he runs. It's a psychological move as much as it is physical, forcing him to rise to the occasion. Already, his words have gone viral. Clips of his interview are trending on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, with fans debating whether Lyles can truly dethrone Bolt. Some say Bolt's record is untouchable. Others believe Lyles' 19.1 target might spark the next great era of sprinting. Sponsors, broadcasters, and athletics organizations are all paying attention. A legitimate attempt at Bolt's record would draw massive global audiences, much like Bolt did in 2009. Lyles has the charisma, the talent, and the storyline to reignite mainstream interest in track and field. Noah Lyles has sent a message that is breaking the internet. Usain Bolt's 200 meters world record is on borrowed time. With confidence, consistency, and a proven track record of greatness, Lyles has positioned himself as the heir to Bolt's sprinting throne. Whether he runs 19.19, 19.1, or something even faster, his pursuit alone will captivate the world. For now, the sprinting universe waits. Can Noah Lyles truly do the impossible? If his words are any indication, the answer is not just yes, it's inevitable.
Lyles trying to find something. He stretches away. It is a global title again for Noah Lyles. 4 in a row.
Noah Lyles just won his 4th straight world championship in the 200 meters. He's the fastest man alive right now. But guess what he's thinking about? When he's going to quit running. Yeah, the guy who just made history is already planning his exit. And what he said is making everyone realize the end is closer than we think. So Noah just finished racing at the World Championships in Tokyo in September 2025. He won the 200 meters again. That's 4 wins in a row at the World Championships. Everything looked perfect. He's on top, he's winning. But then he said something nobody expected. And it's really simple. Noah said he'll know it's time to stop when he goes to a World Championships and doesn't win any medals. Not because he got hurt, but because he just wasn't fast enough anymore. He said,
"When I leave a World Championships with 0 medals, and it wasn't because of injury or something like that. When I leave because of 0 medals, or I fail to make a team for a reason of I just wasn't the top dog or I wasn't good enough to make the team, I'm like, all right, it's time. I think next year it's time for the swan song, and it's time to let the next generation have it."
Most athletes keep going until someone forces them to stop. But Noah is saying he'll walk away on his own when he can't win anymore. He's not going to hang around too long. He already has his final year planned out. Noah wants to race in 3 countries he's never been to. He wants to check things off his bucket list. He'll do some races close to home. And his very last race, he wants it at his own track meet where he can do whatever he wants. When he talked about that final race, he laughed. You could tell he was imagining it already. That's Noah. He thinks ahead about everything. Now let's talk about when this is happening. Noah said his final year will be between 2028 and 2032. He's going to race at the Olympics in Los Angeles in 2028. He'll be 31 years old then, but he's not going to the Olympics in Brisbane in 2032. That's when he'd be 35. He's saying no to that one. Someone asked if he'd run until he was 45. Noah laughed and said no way. He said ages 34 to 35 are his final years. After that, he's done. Last year, at the Paris Olympics in 2024, Noah realized something. He was turning 27 years old, and he told himself, "I'm on the other half of the hill." Paris was his halfway point. Everything now is the second half of his career. Noah thinks about his age a lot. He wants to make the most of every year, every month, every week, and every day he has left. He said if he does that, he'll never have regrets. That's smart. Noah isn't scared of getting older. He's just trying to use his time well. And honestly, he needs to think that way, because younger runners are coming up fast. At the World Championships in Tokyo, Noah was the second oldest person in the 200-meter final. Only one guy was older. Everyone else was way younger. Oblique Seville from Jamaica won the 100 meters. He's 24. Kishane Thompson got silver in the 100. He's also 24. Brian Level got bronze behind Noah in the 200. He's only 21. And Lyles Tobogo, who won Olympic gold in the 200 last year, is just 22. These guys are young, and they're really good. But wait, there's a 7-year-old kid from Australia named Gout. He raced at the World Championships in Tokyo. He was the youngest person ever in the 200 meters at a World Championships. He didn't make the final, but everyone is talking about him. Noah knows Gout because they're both with Adidas, and Noah said something smart about him. He said Gout is young and talented, but Noah also said many talented people never make it to the top. Now let's talk about why Noah thinks he can keep running into his mid-30 seconds. Most sprinters don't last that long. Usain Bolt quit when he was 31. That's the same age Noah will be at the LA Olympics. So why is Noah different? After the Paris Olympics last year, Noah gave an interview. He said, "LA 2028 is not promised, so take it in now." People thought maybe he was hinting at quitting soon, but then he cleared it up. Noah said he's definitely racing in LA. He even said he plans to race in Brisbane in 2032, but then he realized he'd be 35 years old. You could tell he was doing the math in his head. But Noah has something special. He found a great way to take care of his body early in his career. He said because of that, he believes he'll last longer than other sprinters. His coach agrees. Noah's coach is Lance Brahman. Lance thinks Noah is just starting his best years right now. That might sound crazy because Noah is already 28, but Lance says Noah will be really good through the LA Olympics. And there's proof Noah's body is tough. At the Paris Olympics, Noah won gold in the 100 meters. That race was super close. He beat Kishane Thompson by only 0.005 seconds. That's basically nothing. But the crazy part was the 200 meters. Noah got bronze, which is still good, but not what he wanted. Noah was really sick. He had COVID-19 for the second time. He also has asthma. And that night, he had a fever of 102 degrees. Noah ran with a 102-degree fever and still got bronze. His coach said getting a bronze medal with that fever wasn't too bad. That's not just not bad, that's amazing. Most people can't leave their bed with that kind of fever. So yeah, Noah knows how to take care of himself. Every year, Noah sets new goals. In 2023, he wanted to win the 100 meters at the World Championships. He did it. In 2024, he wanted his first Olympic gold. He got it. So what about 2025? Noah wants to do something nobody has done before. He wants to go from world champion to Olympic champion and back to world champion in the 100 meters. Nobody has done that. And in the 200 meters, he wants to win his 4th straight world title. Nobody has done that either. Noah always asks himself, what's next? He doesn't celebrate for too long. He's always looking forward. But this year had a problem. Noah got hurt early in 2025. He had a tendon injury. It delayed his season start until July. That's really late. Most runners start racing in spring, so Noah had to change his plans. He wanted world records this year. But after getting hurt, he just focused on winning. He said it's all about being ready to win the world championships. He's not worried about super fast times. He just wants to win. And guess what? He still made history. Noah became the first track athlete ever to win 6 Diamond League titles. So even in a tough year, he's breaking records. But Noah isn't just thinking about himself. He's thinking about track and field as a whole sport. Noah said he wants to show people how far they can go. Medals are nice, but they should just be the first step. After medals, you should do things outside the sport. Then you change yourself and do new things. Noah really believes this. He said there are so many stories in track and field. He wants to bring attention to the sport so those stories get told. He wants young athletes to know they can do great things both on and off the track. That's what makes Noah different. He's never seen himself as just a runner. He says he has special ability and wants to use it fully. Part of that is making the sport fun to watch.
enters like he owns the building, and he will leave like he owns the building.
Perspective.
Tyreek could never.
In 2025, the battle for speed took a wild turn. Olympic champion Noah Lyles didn't need a race to silence his rival, just one line. Tyreek Hill, the NFL's cheetah, had been poking at him for months, but when Lyles fired back, the crowd gasped and the internet lit up. It was fast, sharp, and left everyone wondering how Hill would ever answer. The back and forth began in late 2024 after Lyles' historic 100-meter gold medal at the Paris Olympics, where he clocked a personal best of 9.78 seconds. That made him the official world's fastest man. Tyreek Hill, known as the NFL's cheetah, wasn't about to let that title go unchallenged. With his reputation for blazing speed on the football field, he teased a showdown. By early 2025, the rivalry had spilled into interviews and social media. In February, Lyles won the 60-meter final at the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix. After crossing the finish line, he pulled out a handwritten sign that read, "Tyreek could never." It was a direct jab at Hill, who wasn't competing that day but had been chirping on social media. Hill quickly responded in kind. A few months later, after winning a 100-meter dash at a California track meet with a time of 10.15 seconds, he held up his own sign, "Noah could never." For fans, this wasn't just a joke anymore, it was turning into a saga.
Oh, let's go viral, fellas. Let's have fun doing it.
Everyday hustle like we. Everyday hustle like we. Chopping the chicken just for the verse. I get in that kitchen, I could go to work. I go berserk. Go out and get it, secure the city, can't sit on the top.
The story came close to a resolution in the summer of 2025. Lyles and Hill had agreed to race in June, with Times Square in New York floated as the stage. They even told People magazine that the race would likely be set between 40 yards to favor Hill's football explosiveness and 100 meters, Lyles' domain. But just as hype peaked, the showdown was canceled. During a panel at Sport Beach in Cannes, France, Lyles admitted, "We were very deep into creating the event. In fact, it was supposed to happen this weekend. Unfortunately, there were some things, complications, personal reasons that it just didn't come to pass." Fans were crushed, but Hill saw an opening. Instead of racing Lyles, he lined up against Lyles' brother Josephus at another meet, beating him and joking, "Sent his lil bro instead, lol." Then came the memes. Hill shared the classic Homer Simpson disappearing into the bushes gif, mocking Lyles for backing out. Hill has never been shy about smack talk. On Johnny Manziel's Glory Days podcast, he even gave Noah Lyles a Madden-style rating.
That man soft as hell. He's soft, bro, so I got to give bro like a 36.
Respectable.
And the only reason he got 36 is because his speed going to be a 99.
It was classic Tyreek, roasting while also giving grudging respect. He admitted,
I got a ton of respect for Noah Lyles. Ton of respect. But as far as like me like competing against him or whatever, I fucking hate the dude, bro.
That mixture of respect and rivalry fueled the drama further. Meanwhile, Hill kept training and posting results. At the ATX Sprint Classic, he ran a personal best of 10.1 seconds at 31 years old, a staggering achievement for someone who spends most of his career dodging tacklers instead of running in spikes. Then came the moment that lit the internet on fire. On the Speakeasy TLK show, Lyles was asked again about Tyreek Hill. His response was razor sharp. 5 meters on grass, maybe. After that, it's cooked. He can get to a slant depth, and then after that, it's over. In other words, Hill might get an edge in the first few strides, but beyond that, he has no chance against a world-class sprinter. Lyles boiled the entire debate into a single cutting line. The room laughed. The internet clipped it. Fans ran with it. Memes exploded overnight. The jab worked because it was both playful and factual. Sprinting isn't about just one explosive step, it's about sustaining speed over distance. And Noah Lyles had the Olympic medal to prove it. What makes this rivalry unique isn't just the athleticism, it's the theater. Both athletes know how to play to the crowd. From Lyles' Tyreek could never sign in Boston to Hill's clapback sign in California, they've turned sprint races into performance art. Every post, every jab, every canceled event adds another layer of suspense, and the fans are hooked. Track and field purists argue that Lyles' times put him in another universe of speed. NFL loyalists swear that Hill's first 40 yards are unlike anything seen in sports. The truth? Both are right in their own way. Hill's 40-yard dash times are legendary in football circles. But beyond that, physics and physiology favor the trained sprinter. Why does Noah Lyles have the edge? It comes down to mechanics and specialization. Tyreek Hill's explosiveness makes him terrifying in the NFL. His 10.1-second 100-meter dash shows he's one of the fastest men ever to put on football pads. But sprinting 100 meters at world-class speed requires years of technical refinement, block starts, drive phases, maximum velocity, and endurance over the last 20 meters.